I could bring y'all to the pretty part of New Orleans. I could bring y'all to Bourbon Street, but I respect you more than that. So I wanted to show you the real New Orleans. I wanted to show you, what really goes on. These streets raised me more than my daddy, more than, my parents. They had more influence on me than my teachers. I come from a city, we're very passionate. I might say something, and then I might say, you heard me? Because I'm passionate and I want to know, bitch, are you listening?
Universal, fuck waiting patient, I'm back in the streets. My shit crack, I've been cracking, you can't see that, then you sleep. Pockets fat as Monique, bread just still at my disposal. In the leg all white, but the leather black is Miss Dojo, bitch, I'm a mogul.
This is real love, this family right here. I consider them cousins. We don't have the same blood relation or anything in here, but this is real family here.
She come through, we talk to her, we get her straight, you know what I'm saying? We talk about things in the industry that's not right. And she be right back to square one. Before I know it, she's on a plane, she's somewhere else, Amsterdam, wherever.
Before 2008, I'd never even been on a plane before. The first time I ever flew on a plane was when I went to New York because G-Unit Records flew me out there. I have opportunities from my talent, from my music. I work as hard as anyone on my team, and I make sure that I remain humble. I started in one place and I can make it out. I've been all over. I've done sold out shows, Paris, Germany, Sweden, all of these different places, and I know where I come from. Every time I come home, I have to come and get balanced in places I know that it's real at. I know where the love is real at, you feel me?
At first nickels, now they saying I'm worth triple. My first cripple, any bitch that rehearsed riddles went from T-tripping the issue with Steve Rifkin and to annihilate the crib. Even baby made a bid for this kid off a Delicate.
I'm inspired by my experiences. I'm inspired by my city and my surroundings, My music is just putting up a window into what goes on where I'm from. New Orleans is a tough city. People always talk about the crab in a barrel mentality. While you're on your way up, everything seems like it's cool, but as soon as you start to reach some level of success, then it's sort of like they don't really want to support you. Yeah, the crabs in a barrel, they always pulling another crab down, but the barrel is not the natural habitat of the crab.
Really.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad because some of the greatest people from the city, as soon as they begin to get a little buzz or are about to approach the next level, like Soulja Slim got killed, C Murder who's in jail. So many people, they get killed or they end up in jail or they end up moving to another place. And, I struggle with that sometimes because this is my city. For this kid off of Delicate, moving powder like Mary Kay, toting them things, after the letter J. That K, dog. I was moving 8 balls, blinded by the streets, thought I would touch keys like Ray Charles. Came to my senses, you ain't convinced me I could take off from spitting straight raw, possibly make off like Madoff. Who am I kidding? I'm no queen pin. I'm better with this ink pen. Fuck a bird. I'm mad to read like Zuckerberg. I must emerge
out this crab bucket first. A city where they clutch their purse, cause resisting only gets you a fucking hearse. I'm fucking cursed, was broken and Humpty Dumpty. Caught a felony. If it wasn't for Jesus, they would've sunk me. Now I'm comfy, dining out in Prime 112. And now I don't owe a nigga shit. I write these lines myself. Lost a few friends, it only helped me find myself. Redesign myself, got on the grind myself, nigga. Now I'm out the city often, blowing up like the bombs at the marathon in Boston. Straight as the perm on Mr. Alfred Shelton. I'm business-minded bossing. Bitches, I am awesome.
Since I'm right here, I'm gonna use the vernacular, right? We turned a corner, which in New Orleans, we say we spent the bin. And my bus stop was right down that street, but if you notice, I came this way. There was a producer who was famous as they get around here, KLC, multi-platinum producer for No Limit Records. I used to walk down here just trying to rap, hoping that somebody see me so they can tell him about the girl who rapped around the corner. As soon as I hit like right about here, then I start moving. Like I would make exaggerated movements to let them know that I was rapping as I listened, just hoping that someone would see me and ask me what I was doing or say, do you rap? And that's what they did. I'm a pretty smart girl, you know, I orchestrated it right.
She was walking up the parkway on the opposite side of where we from. And that's when they were like, oh man, you know your girl rap, huh? I'm like, who? They say, oh, over there walking down the street. I'm like, for real? He said, yeah, man, I'm telling you, you need to check it out. I'm like, okay, that time gonna come.
Before the mixtapes, hand role play, I was on the stove shelf roleplay, whipping white and fighting the cold case. Like fuck rap, who I look like, Soleil. Hung around a lot of gold mouth niggas, two-time losers, no house niggas. Living in a dope house, nigga. Got accustomed to seeing mama drugging.
Third Ward Delashay, she's my hip-hop baby. She's my second. Soulja Slim is my son. She's my daughter. My style is simple. I mean, I have a lot of sounds in my beat, but the sounds that I'm gonna have in there is gonna be huge. They're gonna be big. So they're gonna take up a lot of space on the record. Opposed to producer today, it's like they put so much stuff into their music to try to make up for what they can't get that they're really looking for. I would love for Nati to rap on one of my Soulja beats. This is the TR-808. This is the infamous hi-hat, that snare, you can tune it. You know this woman had to be special. Nobody gets this close. So, start with the kick. If I were to compare her to any male rappers, it wouldn't be none of this era. It would have to be in a whole new era, like when beefing was for real on record.
They say she doing the most, could move beige for bread, could give a fuck by the loaf. Y'all discussing my posts like social media goons. I've been the best in the streets and gon' be the Jesus resume. Beefing with whom? That semi-automatic pistol on me. Y'all be acting like you're real, but y'all be posing like Naomi. Pockets better than McConan. I was back and forth at Sony in Atlantic. Didn't panic, still be killing shit like Brandy.
Yeah, exclusive. That was on the spot. On the spot.
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, she gonna need that.
All right, this is the Third Ward. I love this place. I am the Third Ward. I am this place right here. That's the Parkway. That's Delashay right there. You know, that's Elba Street. That's South White. That's Zion City. This is me right here. So anytime you hear 3D, anytime you just say my name, you know, you don't even know, but you're shouting out this spot right here. Third Ward, Delashay, Uptown. This is where I'm from.
Still the same chick off of Delashay. Still got the plug on the white, I don't segregate. Still told the banger, I bang it, I don't hesitate. Make a nigga levitate, hope you got Medicaid. Still hold it down for my city and it's every day. All day, in the whip, with the top low like a ball fade. Niggas still doubted, but it still fuck what y'all say. Still rockin' with the same niggas and they all paid. Yeah.
You see the second to last window right there? I used to sell weed out that window, like right on the side of the air conditioner. She can't hear me. The things that I did was not because I wanted to be down, you know, selling drugs. That was not because I wanted to just be seen. I did that because everything that was going on in my household, my grandmother, my aunt, they did as much as they could for me. But I know that I had to do what I could for myself. There were a lot of times where different people in my family, we needed help from each other, you know, and everyone always stood in. And One of my aunts, T, she did that several times for us. This place right here, this is a shed, it's a washroom now. Actually, it was a washroom then, but due to like my parents fell on hard times, and I remember we had to actually live in here. Several times in my life, I had to go through situations like this, but it made me tougher, it made me stronger. I think there's some very, very strong women, very, very strong people in my family. Every bit of them made me every bit of who I am today. You hearing my grandmother talk, you said, did she ever get in trouble? My grandmother said no. Because I was so good at, not letting any of that be exposed to my family. I know that I was safe when I was inside my grandmother's house, when I was inside my aunt's house. But when I came out here, these streets wasn't safe to me. I wrote a lot of songs here. Just everything that was going on that I couldn't talk to a best friend about, that I couldn't talk to a counselor about, I couldn't talk to a teacher about. I would put it in a song, and I created those songs as I walked down this street right here. I lost my innocence, seeing crack on my premises. Living like primitives, been this way since my genesis. Mama pawning my genesis, selling government benefits. In a country where opportunities limited. School, hard to be interested in algebra and formulating sentences when kids disappearing by the increments. So instead of sitting in class with a Texas instrument, young niggas pitching them bags whiter than Eminem. Who gonna mentor when daddy hardly remember them? Moving weight up late like Jimmy Fallon and Kimmel them. Pushing keys like Timberland, debt seeming so imminent. Trying to get $1 million, end up on a gilding. Name spray painted on a building. Children left without a father, I know the feeling. Nobody that'll tell you that you're brilliant or take you to recital. So you study BT and MTV to find an idol. What a vicious cycle. Wanna make it like Mike Will with no life skills. Selling crack to pay them light bills. Police hate your guts, give a fuck how they might feel. Cause they can't relate, they straight with some nice wheels. Raised by reality shows instead of guardians. Life cold-hearted, pray to God be a cardigan. Racial targeting and urban marketers pray. Young niggas off in the cage just to get a fork in the plate. But hey. In the 12th grade, I had to make a memory book, and we got a grade for it. The book is destroyed because of Katrina. This is a picture of me marching in a parade for Mardi Gras. I was the captain of the cheerleading team. My parents, my mother and my father, it had to be sometime in the early 90s or something.
You grew up like I grew up, no plate for dinner. You two would have your two tucked like both nuts on Caitlyn Jenner. Type of shit that make a sinner, like fuck a school thesis. My city flooded and niggas flooded, Jesus pieces. Blue FEMA, had no example, but headaches I had ample. Was chopping rocks like as Maya and serving to Maya Campbell's. Meanwhile, dreaming of Grammys on mama's mantle. Wanna blow my fucking brains every year that I blow a cancer beat.
Both my parents, they started off two of probably the most known drug dealers in the tent world, which is Uptown. When I was younger, I had pretty much anything a kid would want. Up until about 5 years old, and they started using their own supply. So, they went from selling keys of cocaine to becoming full-fledged crack addicts. I still felt the love from both of them, but I saw the addiction kind of swallow my family whole.
Tears on my pillow, in the position all my peers probably kill for. And all my fans telling me that I'm their hero. But they don't know the shit I'm dealing with severe though. Drowning in liquor, posing in pictures, watching this locomotive get nearer a fucking train wreck. Surprised that I ain't blow my fucking brains yet.
My father used to come and pick me up from school every single Wednesday. This was at a time where him and my mother had split up. And there was a Wednesday where he didn't come. That was kind of strange to me. And I got home and I told my mother, and I specifically remember saying, he didn't pick me up, he better be dead, because that's the only excuse. Just being a smart ass. And days later, I found out that my father was killed. This happened when I was 10 years old, but I remember writing songs at 11, 12, 13. That's when I really started to get into rap, because I always used rap as a way for me to vent and use it like a page out of my diary. Running away, keep running away from your problems. Ay. When I was younger, my mother went to jail. This was a defining moment for me. I maybe was about 12 right there. That's when I started selling drugs. And as you can see, I'm just faking a smile. How could I be happy at that moment? I'm visiting my mother in jail. I know when I leave, she's not coming with me. So, I just realized that I had to take the well-being of my brothers into my own hands. And I had to get money for us. Just get my shit. In my music a lot, I talk about being a young girl with no father there, or just being a young girl growing up and trying to be the hero for your two brothers when you didn't have a blueprint on how to be a hero. I remember saying, somebody killed my daddy, and just looking back, I couldn't believe that they let me say these things in these songs. And experiencing all of this emotion and pain and hatred for somebody that didn't exist, because what I found out was, he committed suicide.
Looking at old pictures of Papa Pot on the table, like how the fuck could you leave me? You know that this shit ain't easy, but still, no amount of distilled liquor could help me heal quicker or clear my mind out when I'm clearly feeling like Mrs. Winehouse, screaming time out like referees. Yeah, I'm a star, but even stardust need a second to breathe. Then I remember how many living vicariously through my victories. I gotta make history. Picture me, I'm reaching my full potential when the only obstacles that stopping me is mental. I can't keep running.
There was a little girl, and her mom was just recording her, and she was rapping my song word for word. I really want to meet this girl. Like, I really want to just tell her that touched me, because she was rapping a song that I wrote about my father. I can't even get through that song. That song is very emotional for me. This is my first time meeting her, right? But I saw her on my Instagram, and she was rapping my music. I damn near cried because, how old are you?
9.
9? I was 9 years old when my daddy passed, so to hear her rapping and she's having these same emotions, it kind of touched me, so I really wanted to meet her.
I love you for that times I don't know you, cause I was in your position, so I wouldn't ignore you. Matter of fact, my daddy on the phone, asking why I had no daddy in the home.
Oh man, you about to make me cry.
You didn't get upset this time.
I have a relationship with my mother now. I asked her, when I tell my story and when I rap about, your addiction, does that make you want to relapse? And she said, yes, sometimes it does. But that's your truth. And if that's your way to get that off your chest and vent and cope, then keep telling your story. There was this place called The Hangar. They threw these events, they threw battles, they threw showcases. It was not that far from where I grew up, so I would walk there on some of the club nights and pass out my CDs. There was a girl, they were like hyping her up and saying, saying real good things about her, and I was like, I gotta battle this bitch.
See, Maria always wanted to compete, my best friend, but she always tried to outdo young Nati. She flashed it, the bitch was massive, I'm sitting past it. Engagement ring, a couple carats, discussing marriage since middle school.
I went to several different schools. A few of them I got put out of. I had a weapon and drugs and shit. This school here, L.E. Rabwen, majority black school. Before Katrina, it was considered as a career magnet high school. I would come here and leave after lunch and go to a performing arts high school called NOCA. It was like the opposite end of the spectrum. I probably was one out of 3 black girls in my discipline, which was visual arts. I think that helped mold me, and the reason why I'm able to see a different side and put all of that into my music. I never taken a music class, but I think we made our own music classes, like the battles and getting into it with some of the guys who wanted to spit. That's how I made my name. Oh yeah, I do this shit for a living. It's me right here.
While Twitter fingers was twittering and Amber Rose fingers was fiddling up in Ye's ass, and Quentin Miller was scribbling up in Drake's pad, I managed to skate past in my own lane with no motherfucking brake pads. Sheesh.
Right now, we're on Canal Street. Any school you went to, if you caught the bus, you would catch the bus here. Every day after school, I would be here, hustling, selling weed, battling people. I mean, we call it ribbon, but it's actually playing the dozens. So, I would talk about your mama, I would talk about your shoes. When you get off your bus and you meet the people from different schools and you battle, you had your school behind you, and you get your bragging rights here on Canal Street. As a matter of fact, I never lost a battle, and if you know me, you know that.
First of all, she's super disrespectful. She doesn't care about feelings and things like that. Beast mode is beast mode.
It doesn't matter who you put her in front. If a male tried to just be lenient in the first go, he gonna regret that. He should have just opened up off top.
So take this as an open invitation. I'm ready to battle like ASAP.
Just cold-blooded with the lyrics. She knew how to rib you on the spot. Oh, she'd catch you and you looking the wrong way or whatever. She's gonna take all that and put it in her rap.
Oh, you ain't topping me either. This is Sarah Lee talking. I done split aside the people. Hold up.
Y'all give it up for Nati. Nati in the building.
I actually witnessed it in person one time. There was this girl. Can I tell a story? 106 in Park was the biggest thing on the planet. They would have these Freestyle Friday sessions, right? These rappers would get up and they would battle each other. They had this girl, she was the champion for like 4 or 5 weeks. And she's from New Orleans. Can I say her name?
I don't feel like saying it right now. It just wears me out to say her name. They kept setting it up at the hangar and she wasn't showing up. And then when she finally did.
Stop fronting. Everybody know you wet coat. If it wasn't for the head, wouldn't this bitch look like Fat Joe? She probably be eating snakes, and I can tell you the dyke. Most likely you eat cake. Bitch, I'm the red version of AI. And you're more like the fat version of a gay guy.
We battled for like $500. She didn't even pay me that day. It was like this big news around the city. Oh, Nati beat such and such. She didn't pay. The girl cried in the car, all this type of shit. What I love so much about battling is that you get in there and you can be totally disrespectful. Like, you can destroy somebody and then it's all good afterwards. You pretty much won't see me battling now. Unless it's worth my while. So Katrina hit. Naturally, when I come back to nothing, I really started to look at drugs like this was the way for me to get money. I started selling crack and heroin really, really heavy then and getting in trouble, getting arrested. I'm a felon. Like, I didn't want to be a felon. I realized that I had to take life, and not just rap, but life more seriously. I saved up the money that I had, and I got my own studio. And I haven't worked for anybody else or clocked in on anybody else's job for 9 years now. And that's the new hustle.
Used to move bass that was paying like Drake. Now I got so much in the safe, I could open up a chase. Made it through Katrina, still got a house by the lake. Try to infiltrate, I got the K. Shells, tons, Blake. Hey, you singing like K. Michelle, more pumps than the X on. Who the fuck you niggas trying to flex on? I'm the one you should've put your bets on. Flow so Teflon, top echelon. Fuck who they claim next on.
Back when there was MySpace, what I would do was reach out to people. I would just add them as a friend. And then I would ask them to send me their address. That's kind of crazy, but I would tell them that I was gonna send them my CD. I was approaching it sort of like drugs, giving them a sample. And I spent thousands of dollars doing that. To all y'all people who sent requests for the mixtapes, MySpace.com, the shit should be coming in a couple days. MySpace is gone, but those people are still following me. So I was creating that relationship. This one going out to the class, Rico in Miami, Jason in Atlanta. Shouts out to Jason. It was good, man. I started shooting my own videos and putting my stuff on YouTube. One video that I shot got the attention of Timberland.
Inside black like Tina Marie, and I get it up from Square Biz. But as far as lyrics, I'm smashing niggas like the mistress to Steve McNair. She switch, hopping out the 6, white like grits, like bright wrists, ballin' like swish.
The same day that I put it up, I got a call and they flew me out to Miami. I was supposed to be there for 3 days, but it turned out to be 10 months. I was doing demo songs and writing reference tracks with them wanting to sign me and wanting me to be a part of their label.
That's the type of shit that age you. Everybody asking me about Timberland. He was a gentleman, though his staff tried to play me like I'm a simpleton. I came from the slums, though I never been an indigent.
I just decided that I can really do this on my own. When it comes to a label, they have to truly believe in who you are as an artist. The way that they view you might not be the way that you view yourself, or they might make you want to change for the sake of record sales. And I know that my connection with my fans, my viewers, my supporters is stronger than, you know, me being painted as somebody that I know that I'm really not just for some change. I can make money. I consider myself a mini mogul. From the liquor venture, the app, you know, the music, being able to shoot videos, I'm doing it all. I always use rap as a way for me to vent and use it like a page out of my diary. It always was just a way for me to let it all out.
Many times said I should leave, my ego battered and bruised. Left the bed of myself, but you stayed attached to my moves. I spit with Kendrick Lamar, heard you bragging, said I'm a star. Retweeting my shit as if you supported it from the start. Not true, my friends say you wicked, but I can't believe her. That bitch moved out to Houston, ain't see you since like Katrina. Can't attest to your demeanor, so I can't believe them hoes. Plus I knew you back when you wore Soldier Reeboks and Jabos. Yeah, you changed, but I suppose we all do. I pray you proud, but I feel resentment when I fall through, but never say it loud. I play the crowd at Jazz Fest, saw you cheering for me. Heard you quoted in the paper, acting like you did it for me. And I heard the gossip about you popping niggas at second lines. Fucking with you is how I went to jail that second time. Got your initials tatted. You raised me more than my dad. My first love, my friend, but you just like them barrel crabs.
There's still underlying problems that goes on in my city. People just think that since we got a little Red Cross money or a little roll home money or FEMA or whatever, everything is fine, all is forgiven, but it's really not. It's like putting lipstick on a prostitute or buying new clothes for a prostitute.
Lying in bed, seems you never sleep. Shit, you was in me so deep, you turned me on to the streets. Went to stay in VA, I came back every 2 weeks. No bitch had taken my place, I took a sigh of relief. Good grief, feel appreciated more, but still feel like a whore. No chivalry, bitch, you never open doors. You want me to be all yours, your best kept secret, so you can take the credit for every fucking achievement. Yankees say I should leave him, but that nigga anxious. Said I should move to ATL, like leaving you was painless. But I fuck with you, grew up with you. I had bad luck with you, but I'm stuck with you, so I tuck pistol, second nature. I know the ones before me, they up and they left and played you, so I felt obligated to become your super saver. Ho, but little did I know you had a thing for out-of-towners. When they visit, go back to their city and clown you.
If you ride down the third ward where I grew up, and you see these new buildings and they look nice and it's painted and it's real pretty, but those were the projects. They tore them things down. They put up these nice buildings, and now there's plenty of people who still haven't came back to their houses because there's nowhere to go.
We talk shit over pounds of crawfish, big shots and daiquiris. How you inspired Master P had me thinking happily, but actually you hit a couple facts for me, like How if I stay shit, I may become a casualty like Soldier Slim. Remember how hard you used to roll with him or Mac from No Limit? When the last time you wrote to him? Damn boy, I thought we were fanboy, but every time I look up, you keep stealing my damn joy. I lost my cousin Oscar. His younger brother got locked up, so did his sister Tiffany. I can't repeat the history. Picture me not reaching my potential just to prove that I'm real. I swear this shit is so mental. See, I try my hardest, New Orleans, but I'm an artist, New Orleans. You killing yourself, I'm trying to take all us farther, New Orleans. Hold up your side of the bargain. Down here we don't make it often. Give me my flowers now instead of when I'm in my coffin.
I stay close to my city and let it be known that, you know, you can't make it, you can't get it. In my book, I talk about the fact that you don't have to be a caterpillar forever. You know, at some point you're gonna be a beautiful butterfly, and sometimes there's artists or there's other people who make it and become beautiful butterflies, yet they fly so far away that they can't inspire the young caterpillars, you know? So I wanna make sure the beauty of my wings inspire those and let them know what they can become.